poster and wore a white heat, but off the screen you folded neat. You cooked up fire, turned fear into fame, but couldn't spit truth when they killed his name. You act like you're deep, a thinker's man, but your hands all red with the rest of the clan. Signed for a puppet, let patriots fall. You broke bad, but not bad enough to brawl. Sassy and slick, but lost your voice when the stakes got thick. You ride that feminist wave real loud, but truth drowned while you join the crowd. You joke, you wink, you play it smart, but flinched when it came to the bleeding heart. You had a platform, stage and flair, but fake justice don't get you there. Voice like gold, but your silence stone cold. You sing of struggle, rap the climb, but skipped your voice in the realest time. You backed the stage, ignored the street, while the blood of the brave soaked your feet. A Grammy, an Oscar, all the fame, but not a whisper for Charlie's name. You stood and lied, but spoke no word, while Charlie's cries were never heard. You praised the jester, backed the lie, let real men fall, then walked on by. You flex for fans, you post and pose, but truth gets buried where no one goes. Signed your name, then played it cool. You ain't brave, you're just the rock legend of roast, but you choked when it mattered most. You ripped the system with that slick tone, but let truth get buried all alone. You clown the world with bite and flair, but when Charlie dropped, you weren't there. You had a mic, a crowd, a stage, but froze up tight in the truth's last page. Beyonce, Queen Bee, huh? Crown so gold, but stayed real quiet when the brave got cold. You run the world, please, that's fake. You run from truth when lives are at stake. You preach empowerment, black parade noise, but back no justice for silenced boys. You could have roared, but chose to kneel. Signed for a joker and buried what's real. Being a man smooth, but your silence shows where you really groove. You croon about love, about fighting the fight, but ditch the cause when it left the spotlight. You defend every tread, hop each new wave, but where's your soul when we bury the brave? You played for crowds, not for truth or light. You signed for a fraud and slept through the fight. Sarah Silverman, edgy and raw, but truth hits hard, and now we saw. You joke about death, you mocked the cross, but when shit got real, you took no loss. You signed for a clown and cheered like a fool, yet said nothing when they broke the rule. You're loud for clicks, but silent for pain. Another fraud in the Hollywood chain. thunder, sass and bite, but truth came knocking and you ghosted the fight. You scream about love, about peace and war, but stood for a gesture we can't ignore. You fight for justice with filters and flair, but real lives lost, you didn't care. Signed that paper, danced on shame, but truth don't age, it carves your name. Barbara Streisand, diva of song, but even your notes can't right this wrong. You sing about heartbreak, loss and hope, but backed a coward on a slippery slope. You built a legacy of passion and pain, then flushed it down for Kimmel's gain. Your voice once mattered, bold and wide, but now it's just echoing shame inside. You stood in light but spoke no word, while Charlie's cries were never heard. You praised the jester, backed the lie, let real men fall, then walked on by. You flex for fans, you post and pose, but truth gets buried where no one goes. Sign your name, then played it cool. You ain't brave, you're just a tool. You preach each night with a silver tongue, but ran like rats when the fight begun. You clap for clowns and mock the slain, now your faces are carved into Hollywood shame. One more shot, one more song, part 5 drops.